Hey, what's going on? It's Fizz, Fizzle, Fizzy. What up, snappers? Exclusive content from me directly with the intent to spread the truth and bring some wisdom out and make you think and have some knowledge. And I appreciate you for viewing this. Subscribe to my channel for more exclusive content. Keep up on it. Look below in the comment box and you can tell me how you feel and express your ideas. Give me a like. Make sure you subscribe. And in the description box below, if you expand it, you can Viva contact me any way you would like. Snap, Crackle, Fizzle for the Instagram. Same thing with the YouTube. And then there's a Patreon, my email. What is flexibility? And may I start off with, I'm giving you this so maybe you can learn before and you can get a hunch of it, a stench. Because I would say flexibility may be my weakest point, but it's also almost my favorite at the same time, and also one that I kind of, there's reasons though that I lacked it. And it's not because necessarily I was lazy. That may have played a little bit, and top of not giving a fuck. But I want to say there's flexibility, there's strength, and then there's cardio. And cardio can be tied in kind of with endurance, will, so we're going to focus on flexibility. And I think all three are crucial. You know, all three build the character. Some people are obviously in that diagram that going different ways. But I want to talk about flexibility and how, truthfully, I think it's the best. If you look at a baby, you can see how flexible they are. That's how we should be and remain. They can just, you know, like wobble in and out and everything. They can take a hit. They're not real stiff, you know, they're loose. So you get loose, like as in someone when they would drink wine and spirits, they're getting loose. You've probably heard a bunch of people say when they got into a car crash or some casualty, fatality, that mentality, that when they got into this moment, they think, or think at least, that it was the you know, because they were drunk, they were loose off the alcohol, loose as a goose. So flexibility, from my experience, I'm going to tell you that when I do it, there's no way around this, and I wouldn't want to go around it. I have sexual arousal when I do stretching. Especially in the hips and the legs. But I just want to say, especially for people who sit down for a long time, and this is why a lot of people who do yoga that sit down for long periods and wonder how they sit down and meditate, because I always wondered how they would do it, because I could never sit down I could sit down sometimes, you know, but long times, like my back would just get tired, you know. That being said, I don't like to sit down for that long periods of time. That's my personal preference. I have nothing against it. But these people who do this yoga for long periods of time, and then, you know, sit down and meditate, like if you want to think of like the monk or the Buddha or whoever that sits, you know, in that one spot forever, more than likely, he obviously practiced it, but they also do these stretches and these yoga stretches to prepare for themselves to sit down for this long period. That's the whole reason they do all this. Now, I'm not knocking flexibility or anything like that, but just know a lot of these people, some of these people that you hear about that sit for long periods of time, it's because that might be all they do. And two, they more than likely do like these yoga postures so they can sit for that long period of time. That's exactly why. Now, back on the key of flexibility, like I said, it gives me sexual arousal, which that feels amazing. It just kind of makes you horny. Also, I enjoy it, and I feel good when I do it. I just like the feeling, like I really like it. But that goes with all three, the cardio and the strength, endurance. Feel good doing any of them, the euphoria. But the stretching to me is, I actually do feel some heat when I do it too, so I do kind of get warmed up. I necessarily, when I stretch, you know, stretching is basically yoga. It equals yoga. The Western is a little bit different, and those are, I pretty much do Western stretches. But the yoga people would probably say it's all the same. It's just stretching, but the yoga people would probably be like, oh, well, that's yoga. Okay. But anyways, I feel like because you're sitting down for a long time, especially if you work and if you went to school, they make you sit down for all this time, which is really bad. That's why I'm saying it can be bad for your back, along with the way you're sitting and just sitting in general. But that being said, I think the best stretch for anybody to ever do, you should focus on your whole body. Maybe start from head to toe or toe to head. The best place for everybody is going to be the hips. Definitely the hips. That's where you want to focus. That is the focus. But a lot of the motions are supposedly in the hips too, which is probably why I feel so good stretching them. My favorite is the butterfly. I don't like stretching my legs necessarily at this point moment in time. Doing, like, when I stretch my legs and my hips, for now, you know what I mean, I'm on the ground, and it's usually in the butterfly stretch. Just, that's the best stretch I feel, along with flexibility and stretching. You should do what you feel. Don't do a stretch. If you're not feeling a stretch, then there's a reason you're not feeling it. You're supposed to feel it. Eventually it'll come to a point, once you're super flexible, you may not feel it. I don't know, I've never really been there. But I would imagine it would just feel so good. And yeah, there probably would be a point where you get so flexible, the more you do it, the less you're gonna have to do it. Because once you reach the flexibility, you pretty much have it. Kind of like with muscle memory and pretty much endurance. Like I said, there's a sexual arousal. It feels good, and to be flexible, you know, you'll just be able to feel you can do more. Like, you might be able to jump higher, maneuver things, get over obstacles, juke more, have more mobility, maneuver. You might take bigger strides. Another plus of flexibility and stretching for me, it definitely, like, it's like a meditation, though everything is. It brings a lot of calmness to me, no matter what. Not to say I'm not really calm, but I feel real good about it. And it's nice and settling. Could say grounding. Yeah, but it's relaxing, you know? And I like that aspect of it too. So I'm just saying you should focus on all three. And maybe if you're real flexible, you should focus on something else if you're already at there. Because those are the three. You think of it like a triangle: flexibility / stretching. That's one part. Another part, strength. And another part, endurance or cardio, willpower. And yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say about flexibility. If you have any questions, let me know. This is Fizz, tuning out. And just make sure when you do something, you feel it. Hope you enjoy your day. I love you. Preach and peace. Keep up the good work. Even when you're doing nothing, you're simultaneously doing something. Vice versa. Have a great day.